Tone shifts are nothing new in anime.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition!
Hell, look at the anime I've spotlighted several times before. Neon Genesis Evangelion started as a standard Monster of the Week mecha series that evolved into a confusing, trippy, strangely animated series. Gatchaman Crowds began as a Super Sentai superhero series to social commentary over society and what makes a hero a hero. My point being that this isn't new or anything like that. My other point is how some series have emerged recently that use both plot and especially the setting to throw the audience for a loop. So let's take a look at some of these series, beginning with what I feel is the grandparent of this trope. Madoka Magica begins as a lie, even when the trailers for the series made it look like just another magical girl show like Sailor Moon. Even the opening, which is pretty harmless for the most part, just showing the protagonist as a magical girl. So the show steams forward like normal with introducing characters, world and powers through this creature. This creature, known as Kyubey, can turn normal girls into magical girls in exchange for anything. There is also another girl who is bent on killing this creature, but she's a rogue magical girl, so nothing suspicious here. Then we reach episode 3. Well, that happened. After that event, the show changes. The truth about the magical girls is revealed and their purpose while winning this thing, the Bastard of the Year award.
You
ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
This little monster truly is an evil creature revealed by the revelations. Even the ending theme changes from a cheerful song to a foreboding one filled with darkness and mystery within its visuals. The characters also go through changes through the revelations, especially Sayaka. The series does sow the seeds for the revelations and tonal shifts within its earlier episodes, like with Miss Badass over here, and about this bastard and its contracts. It shows that this was the point of it the whole time. I wouldn't even call Madoka Magica a deconstruction like others have over the years. It just takes the magical girl elements and mixes in some dark and tragic scenes, showing that this way of storytelling can be applied to genres that have stayed the same or having little changes in them, which brings me to my next example. Gakkou Gurashi is a normal moe slice of life series about a group of girls at school, but is also about the zombie apocalypse. The first episode plays out like an entry within its genre until the ending and the zombies. Moe shows need a twist in order to make them more interesting, or it can be really boring. Right, Lucky Star? An example of what I'm talking about would be Girls and Panzer, where you take cute girls and tanks and there you go. Now it's moe plus zombies to equal a thriller like no other. We have a group of girls, including the air-headed main girl, the one with the shovel, the leader, and the new girl, because tropes, and the dog. The main character just wants to have fun and not face the reality of the zombies. The other girls have to work together in order to both keep her happy and survive the apocalypse.
My heart bleeds for you.
It's fascinating to look at delusions versus reality in this way, how the zombies still repeat themselves in their actions in the school, and how the girls have to work together in order to live another day was the icing on the cake. The opening is what changes this time. The visuals within the opening change every episode to reflect itself, showing the characters throughout it and being reduced to eventually just being the dumb dog and then no one at the end. The series also shows how the characters have to make hard decisions about how to survive the zombies. They aren't a bunch of superpowered teenagers with impossible breast physics. They're human and only have their ability to use in order to survive. I could also say the same about the last example I have. Made in Abyss technically isn't the same as the other two in terms of this form of storytelling. What I mean is that the tone is hinted in the dangers shown straight to the audience in episode 1 through this monster thing. This series is set up like a video game with several different levels as the characters progress through the abyss. Mother's Basement did a great video on the subject of this series being like a video game in more details, with link in the description. But what exactly is Made in Abyss? A young girl and a robot boy with grappling hook arms and a built-in hand cannon that she discovers journeys into the abyss, which is a giant hole in the ground to explore and find her mother, while meeting all kinds of monsters and other dangers that they must survive. So the first few episodes set up the series as an adventure show with some crazy monsters, but as they journey down into the abyss over the following episodes, it is shown to get increasingly darker in tone. For example, the Corpse Weaver is a creature that uses the body of deceased explorers in order to call for help and attract more prey to come running in response. There is also the threat of the Curse of the Abyss. This is when an explorer journeys deeper into the abyss, it will affect them differently depending on how far they go. For example, if they went to the first level, they would feel slightly sick, and if they would go to one of the lowest levels, they can die.
Wow! That was pretty brutal even by my standards.
Even the Abyss itself is like a giant entity that surrounds and consumes our heroes. It's almost as if the Abyss is punishing anyone who enters it with its curse. There is also the character of Ozen, who is like a paradox in this series. He's a completely different character design to others, being taller and having pale skin and completely black eyes, which sets her apart from the almost standard chibi character designs of the rest of the cast. She is also a sadistic monster who enjoys toying with people through multiple different ways. If you want more reasons to watch this series, and the character designs that rivals some of early Naruto, and the backgrounds that just blow me away every time I see them. Look at the detail and effort that is smashed into every area of the world of Made in Abyss. I feel that experiments in tone can finish in interesting results. These examples show that you can work with different genres such as magical girls, moe, and adventure series. They add more threat, tension, and character to a series in order to grab the audience and seat them for a roller coaster of a ride. I highly recommend all three of the series that I have talked about in order to enjoy great animation, music, and stories full of characters and arcs with twists and turns into mystery. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more content from yours truly. Also, I have a Twitter now, link in the description to follow me.